Here we go. Into the post office. I hear a little birdie told me, "Hoo, there might be a package." And there is. All right, last time I was here with you guys, I left my key here. So they put it in my mailbox, but I couldn't get it because it's my mailbox key. Let's look and see what's at the free pile. Nothing. But there's some books. Look at all these books. Someone even left a bag so that if someone was inclined to take a lot of them. E2. Where is E2? Here we are. I'm excited. Oh my gosh. Okay. First there's this one. This is from Second Sale. Okay, this is going to be something I ordered off of Mercari. It's hardbound. It might be a reading book. Then we have, ooh, something here. I have no idea. Then we have something here. Oh, this is medication. And last, you know what? I think that's an alcohol marker I ordered that snuck through the post office. Usually they get sent back because the post office won't accept alcohol. I know, it's dumb. All right, let's go home. We know that what this is. We know what this is. This is a book I ordered, hardback. I think it's something I'm gonna read. So this one might be the winner. All right, let's see. Okay, Jack, are you ready to go home and see what we got in the mail from the post office? He's such a backseat driver. Well, we're back. Hello. And the state of my fingers might give you a hint on what I found in one of the packages. So this is Candice, Sister Minbao with Happy Catastrophe. Hi, you. I hope you're having a great day because I'm sure glad you're here. One of them did have a prescription from the compounding pharmacy that sends me the medication for my brain for the long COVID stuff. And then there were a couple of ink refills for Copics. I'm in the process of doing this, redoing my swatch chart. And look, that one, sploot. Yeah, I made a mess. And going through every single pen I own and marking if it needs a new nib. I'm replacing it, but I run out of nibs. So now I'm just keeping a list of how many need new nibs. Keeping list. Can you hear those birds outside? And Jack chewing on his bone. Isn't that beautiful? It's a beautiful day here in the woods. So I've got the doors open. And then I'm keeping track of how many don't have refills so I can gradually refill the refills. I'm really enjoying purchasing from Mary Artist, and I'll put how to spell their name right here. They sell these things individually and the prices are usually really good. And so okay. If you hear that again, this sounds like a drill. That's a horny woodpecker. That. And I mean, that's not his type. It's actually horny. That might all be that woodpecker. Oh, I forgot about this time of year. Male woodpeckers, to attract females, will peck on something really loud to show how cool they are and how strong of a hardhead they are. And so they go up on the roof of my cabin to the chimney, and the chimney flue is metal, and they bang on it. So that goes on for a few days till he finds a mate. It's a little annoying. So you'll be hearing that for the next few videos. My horny woodpecker. Anyway, so I'm doing, and then as I'm swatching them, making sure they've got nibs and refills, I'm also cleaning them. So it's kind of something I do every year, and keeps my Copics working well. Because if you're going to invest in Copics, you need to keep up on them, because they don't really start making sense monetarily until you've refilled them a few times. And then that's where you're saving money, because you're not having to rebuy them. You're just refilling them, and every refill is like 6 pens. So yeah, they're expensive until you've had them for a while. And if you're going to use alcohol markers for any length of time, I highly recommend them, because they're the only ones where there isn't a single color that yellows. So that's why I like them. Because, I mean, the hoo-hoos are nice, but there are a couple colors that yellow, and I don't want to look at my colorings that I spent hours on, you know, a year later, look at it, and it's ruined because the ink is yellow. So, yeah, so I do like my Copics. Anyway, that's what I'm working on now. So I got some more inks, but there was two packages that had things in them that you might be interested in. One was this. I purchased this. It was one of my I'm sleepy and I'm shopping thing. It looked on the cover like another book that I was interested in, that I've seen people flip through, but it's not that book. And it was only $4 because I got it used off of secondsale.com, which was selling this off of Mercari. And they're always free shipping. So it was like $4.10 or something. And it's unused, but it's Amazon printed, and it's cute, but it's poorly printed. Can you see? It's kind of fuzzy, and the colors are really dark, and I'm not sure. I think acrylic markers would even be too much water for this paper. So I'm not going to keep this. I have ones like this that are on better paper. This was not what I was thinking it was. So it is cute though. So I'm going to take it down to the free pile at the post office, and someone will absolutely, you know, scoop this up, who will enjoy it and use it. So yeah, I mean, it's adorable, but it's printed pretty badly on really frustrating paper. This paper would soak up alcohol markers, and the numbers would show so clearly because they're very dark. The only thing that would cover up these darkened numbers is acrylic, and I don't think the paper can handle acrylic. So I'm going to give this one away. Color by numbers for kids. It is cute though. The only problem with it is it was bent, because you know, it's a used copy, but otherwise it's a perfectly good book. I don't know who it's made by. Follow us on social media, RR Publishing. Yeah, it's just... Anyway, so that's going to go away as a gift. Okay. So now what I have is what actually came as a gift. That was in the box. And that gift was from my dear friend, Sarah Sini. She has made it a quest to make sure I have every set of the Tim Holtz watercolor crayons, which, if you followed me for a minute, you know this is my favorite medium. And this is set 4. Look at them. They are so beautiful. Now, these crayons come with this kind of a lid, which you can absolutely use as a palette, because this is just watercolor. You can just clean it off with water. It intentionally comes with these, which is a palette that you can use, and I use these all the time while I'm working with it, and then I just clean it off. And then here are the crayons. Are they not? I know they're called pencils. They're more like crayons. They're really just pure pigment. This is just pigment in stick form. So it's all watercolor paint, basically. And they're beautiful. Look at it, it's a little rainbow. So now I have every set. I have all of them. They're all right here. I got them all out to show you. So we have, let me put them in order just because my brain likes that. We have set 1, heavily used, much loved. This was my first set. We have set 2. Isn't that beautiful? Now, was set 2 gifted to me? Let me look at my notes. No, 1, 2, and 3 I already had. It was 4, 5, and 6 I didn't have. And that's all he has other than a couple of one-offs that he's got sold in a little three color set. Here's set 3. And I've had these for a long time and I use them all the time. And that's, I mean, they take forever to use up. So they're a pretty good investment. I know each one of these is like $17, $19 American. And so they're not cheap for 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pencils. And you can't get them, you can get them all lumped together, but you're not getting a savings on them. So I bought them as I could. So I had 1, 2, and 3 forever. And then Sarah gifted me 5. And these I've just recently, I have used them, but I'm not as much as the others, but you can tell I've used them because I just got them. And 6. She gifted me these. I love this set. This is a set that I really use. And now this was 4, the only one I was missing. Now these are lovely. You can scribble and then add water, but that often adds too much water to our coloring pages. If the coloring page, if it's watercolor paper, I would do it that way. But most of our coloring pages can't handle that much water to dissolve the pigment on the page. So I usually just get a wet brush and take it off the end. And I'll hold it over this and just kind of get my brush wet, and then anything flicks off onto here, and that's just pure paint, so I'll just use that. You can dip this end in water if you want to, but I find that over time that it takes longer to dry out, so you can put it away. So I just like to get my paintbrush wet, do this, scoop up any paint left there, and just paint with it. And you can make it as opaque or as transparent as you want. You can make it just a wash, or you can make it completely opaque. And I have lots of examples of this, mostly in Kirby books. Kirby and these pencils, Kirby's paper and these pencils work so well together that I use them on every Kirby page. So any Kirby page you see of mine, I've used these. Now let's look at them swatched. So set 1 is here, and it has that beautiful picked raspberry. I have used this a lot. I love that color. And the way Tim Holtz did this is he just he's kind of sort of an organic, creative type person. And he just started with colors he thought were important. It's not necessarily that they all go together, just examples of the bits. And I think he did 1, 2, and 3. He designed them as new colors came out, and as he got feedback and looked and played with them himself and decided what colors he needed. So here's some colors that he needed that came out. Now, these are the same. So if you pick up Barn Door here and Barn Door and the Distress ink, they're exactly the same. You can use them. They're together. They're exactly the same. But he doesn't have every Distress ink in the watercolor pencils. He didn't think that was necessary. What he wanted was really good workable examples that all worked together. And he's had a vision of what this palette would look like. So 1, 2, and 3 were done together. These 3 here. And if you look at them, yeah, they work really well. I love Frayed Burlap and Hickory Smoke are amazing. Antique Linen, these are all nice neutrals. And then you've got some brights, and then you've got just a good red. That's kind of an orange red. But then he decided, and then as he came up with new colors in his Distress line, he came up with more selections for his watercolor pencils. Here's set 4. It's a little bit more muted. And this is the set I just got today. So it's still a little damp. Look at Victorian Velvet. That is a favorite of mine in the Distress ink too. And I love that I have tea dye and ground espresso. Don't those look like it actually was tea dyed or, splattered with coffee? That is awesome. And Saltwater Taffy is the perfect soft pink going into mermaid season. Shabby Shutter is a beautiful green. Here's set 5. I was a little heavy-handed with my swatching, so they're a little bit thick, but you can see there's some great colors there too. And here's 5. I love pumice stone. and 6. 6 has a lot more kind of stormy, dreamy seaside colors. And that was also a gift from Sarah. So Sarah gifted me 4, 5, and 6. The only ones that are left, he did these 6 palettes, Tim Holtz did, and then he thought there were just a couple missing. So he has 3, I think. He has a 3-pack. That is the last. And he has said that's all he'll do. He feels like, and the 3-pack includes, I think, he thought I needed one more brown. He just looked at the palettes as a whole and filled in a couple holes that he thought, and that's it. He says it's complete, and he's moving on to other mediums now because, and he's really proud of this. Now, the gel crayons the Tim Holtz gel crayons are not the same thing. Those are gel, and those are like gelatos. I absolutely love those. Those have been discontinued. He's not making those anymore. So I'm trying to get all the packages of those. I'm finding them used for better prices, and sometimes Amazon has them on sale. So, because I love those. Those smear with your finger. They're very bright. They're not watercolor, so they're very solid. The color is very stable and opaque all the way across. Whereas this is watercolor. Looks completely different. In fact, here's the distress crayons. They're just very opaque, and they're also water soluble. So I've swatched them with water. But you can smear them with your finger. They're really nice, but they're a lot darker. They're kind of more like the colors of ink tints. So very different, whereas this is watercolor paint. So Sarah completed my set for me. Oh my gosh, Sarah, look at this. And look at them all. I have all 6. I'm so excited. And now that I've shown you, I'm going to be using these, especially in Dark Fairy Tales. I know that you've seen me flip through Dark Fairy Tales, and it's probably my favorite book of all time. I'm absolutely obsessed with it, and I'm using a lot of Tim Holtz in that, so I'm really excited. The other thing that was in, and this is last but not least, certainly, which is all over my hands, is this was also in Sarah's gift. Dr. P.H. Martin's Bleed Proof White. Now, this is a small jar, but let me tell you, this is going to last me 3 lifetimes because I opened it up and I was like, oh, it's so thick and opaque. Just what's on this lid. Psych. Just what's on this lid would last me a while. This is something you can apply with a teeny tiny brush, and it works like a white gel pen. I am pretty tired of white gel pens not performing the way I want them to perform, and white acrylic pens changing to the color that's underneath them and everything else. I'm just kind of tired of having white pens that don't do what I want them to do. And plus, this is great for covering up lines and those pesky hidden objects. When you can't work them into the design itself, you just have to white them out. This stuff works great. So I am really excited. Dr. P.H. Martin's a great brand, and this is very, very thick gel-like consistency, white paint. And in fact, what do they call it? Do they call it paint? I'm sure they do. Whoa, that's tiny. I'm old. Made in California. I don't know. Bleed proof white is all they call it. But it's great. You can use it like whiteout. And I love those strips of whiteout that, when I make mistakes in my journal, but half the time mine get tangled up or unraveled or something. I struggle with them. They're smarter than me. You have to be smarter than the whiteout tape. So this is what I'm going to use in my journals to white things out that I need. So this will get a lot of use. So thank you, my dear Sarah. This was a sweet gift, and you are an angel, as always, my beloved friend. Thank you for watching my video today, and I will see you in the next one. I love you. Bye-bye.